guys, what's up? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about something I had to confront this year, or actually late last year, that I feel like if you're someone who you know that you have so much potential, but you're not living up to your potential, this is something that you're going to have to confront for yourself. For me to get to the point where I had to be this brutally honest with myself, it was a process of reflection, of really thinking as to why it is that with all of the potential and all of the capabilities that I have, I'm still not achieving the level of results that I want for myself, And honestly, there are people who would look at my life and who would look at me and the things I've done and be like, oh my God, Diamond, you've done great, you're doing awesome. And yet, because I know what my potential is, and because I know what the goals, the dreams, the things that I have set out for myself, what they are, it's so difficult to believe anything those people are saying, right? Because I know within myself that I can be doing better. Raise your hand if this is you. Like, you just know that even though everybody around you is like, you're doing so good, giving you all this praise and accolades, you know that you can be doing so much better. You know that you can be doing so much more, and yet you aren't. Yet you are living below the potential that you know within yourself that you have. This was me at the end of 2022. Like, I just knew that I was living below my potential. I knew that I could do so much more. And, my person, like I love to call him, would always tell me, you can achieve so much, babe. I know you can, but the only person getting in your way is you. You're just getting in your way for that success, but I know that you're capable of achieving so much more for yourself. And so at the end of 2022, while I was doing my reflection, the truth I had to tell myself and the thing I had to say to myself that just changed my mindset, and I feel like has set me on a different path, is that I am tired of my own bullshit. I literally had to type this in my journal. Yep, I am tired of my own bullshit. Like, I'm tired of living below my potential. I am tired of performing below the level, the capacity that I know that I am capable of performing. I'm tired of doing the bare minimum. I'm tired of being mediocre. I'm tired of doing the most basic stuff. And so just having that thought and thinking that for myself, it literally has been such a mind-blowing, such a life-changing experience for me. One of the things I am challenging you to do for yourself in 2023, if you are in the position I am, where you know that you are living below your potential, is to really call yourself out on your own bullshit. Because at the end of the day, whatever the results in your life look like right now, whether that's like the financial situation that you're in, whether it's like the academic situation or the business situation, like whatever it is, the only person that is going to be held accountable for your success or your failure is you. You are the one who is responsible. I am the one who's responsible for the results that I see in my life. And by having that mindset, by just thinking and calling yourself out on your own bullshit, reflecting on the reason why you are where you are right now, you can start the process of turning the clock around, of creating the results that you want for yourself. For me, it's not about an outcome that I'm pursuing. I think the more I say to myself, I'm tired of my own bullshit, it becomes more and more about the person I know I want to be, not necessarily the outcome. I mean, yes, the outcome will be fancy and cool, but the person that I want to be, the level of discipline I want to have as a person, the kind of mindset I want to be operating on as a person, the level of excellence that I know I want to be operating on as a person. And it's not just because I want to operate on this level of excellence, it's also because I know deep down in my spirit that for me to get to that level, that place that I see myself being, like for me to step into the capability that I know that I have, there's a kind of person I have to be. There's certain skill sets I have to have. There's certain habits I need to possess. I can't say I want to be that person and yet I procrastinate, and yet, I live a certain lifestyle, and yet I'm not applying discipline to my everyday life. I'm not showing up, I'm not doing the work, I'm not consistent. Like, these things don't go hand in hand with each other. That's another thing that I see happening with me. Every single time that I think about like the goal that I want to achieve, I just think to myself, this is becoming more and more about the person I need to become to achieve that goal. And even beyond that, every time that I'm in a situation where I feel like procrastinating, going back to my bad habits, what I started doing is whispering to myself, no excuses. I'm tired of my own bullshit, no excuses. We've been here before, right? In those situations, I know I've been in those situations before. For example, this morning, I really struggled with getting my makeup done. I really struggled with recording this video because all I want to do is go sit down in the sitting room and watch Vikings Valhalla or watch Walking Dead again. I am rewatching it from season one, and just eat something. All I feel like doing is going to buy Chick-fil-A because it's really delicious and I really like it. But I've been in these situations before, over and over again, and that is what I have chosen. In those situations, I've chosen not to record the video. I've chosen not to, eat something healthier. I have chosen to sit on the couch and watch TV. And what happened after I made those choices? I hated myself for it. And on top of that, the life that I wanted for myself, it was as if I was going farther and farther away from that life. I've been in this situation before. So when I see myself in that situation where I'm tempted to procrastinate or I'm tempted to go against the person I know that I want to become or the things I know that I need to do to become that person, it's like, I've been here before. No excuses. There's no excuses for why I'm going to go and binge Chick-fil-A. There's no excuses for why I'm not going to sit my ass down, record this video, do the makeup, do the uncomfortable stuff. And so that's another thing that has happened for me. It's just that mindset is now trickling into even how I approach those situations where I feel like procrastinating or not doing the work or breaking a habit that I'm trying to form, that I know, or that I'm forming, I know will help me become more and more the version of myself that I want to become. Another thing that really hit me during my process of reflection is being honest as to how I got to this place in the first place. How did I get to this place where I am living below my potential, where it's almost like I am playing with mediocrity, like I am accepting mediocrity in my life and making excuses for why mediocrity is okay. And to be honest, I would say it's a lot of the self-care social media trends. And let me explain. So it's a lot about this trend where people are like, oh, personal development, you don't need to do all of this personal development all the time. You don't need all this hustle culture. It's okay to do nothing. It's okay to not have your shit together. It's okay to do X, Y, Z. And I'm not saying that I know everything, but I realized that the more I bought into that idea that hustle culture is bad, and bought into the idea that it's okay to do nothing, it's okay to just relax. It's not every time you want to work. Allow your body lead you. If you wake up today and you don't feel like working, don't work. The more I bought into that idea and that trend, the more the mediocrity reflected in my life. I know these trends were born out of, people saying rest more and all of those things. And I get that those things are very important because we all need some level of balance. But the truth is that there is a place for hustle culture. There is a time when people are supposed to be working their faces off. And I'm not saying that you don't get to rest. Of course you get to rest. I am working and I'm learning how to balance that rest because I don't want to burn out. I've been there and done that before. It's not healthy. But for whatever dream you have for yourself or whatever the goal is, there are prices you need to pay to achieve those things. It's not just going to fall in your lap. You're not just going to wake up and all of a sudden you have $1 million in your bank account. No, you would have to do the work to create that result. And that's where a lot of people struggle. People are like, oh, they're asking us to work till 1 a.m. in the morning. Fine, don't work till 1 a.m. in the morning. Dedicate 3 hours every single day to work on your goals. And yeah, people are struggling. And for me, it's like, if you start to buy into that mindset of, wake up and if you feel like work. If you don't, it's okay to rest and do nothing. If you start to really sit with that mindset without checking it, you're going to end up again playing in this kind of mediocrity. I'm also going to bring it back to the conversation around body positivity. Now, we are all supposed to love our bodies regardless of what our body looks like. Your body is keeping you alive. Your body is helping you get through each day. Your legs, they are carrying you. Your hands, they are doing so much for you. I get that. But again, there's also a difference between body positivity and being healthy. There's a huge difference between those two things. And so if you only buy into one side of this trend without questioning the other side and finding the balance between being positive about your body and also being healthy, you would end up again being mediocre with your body. You would end up again playing subpar with your body. The same people who scream, oh, you don't have to work out, your body's just fine as it is, will sit on a couch, eat 5 bags of potato chips and then criticize the people on social media who have 6 packs, or admire the people on social media who have a body like that and say, oh, I wish I had a body like that. But you're the one who's saying your body is fine, you don't have to work out, you don't have to do anything. So for me, it's like there's a balance between those two things. I'm not saying that people should hate their bodies, but I'm saying that the conversation should be more, I love my body and I love my body so much that I'm going to keep working to keep it healthy. Or, I love to rest and I love to rest so much that I'm going to do the work I need to create a life where I can rest more. Right? So, for example, if you start now in your 20s and your early 30s and all you're doing is just resting, you go to work, you come back and that's it, you watch TV, hang out with your friends, you're living a chill life, what do you think your life is going to look like when you're 65? You're probably going to be doing the same thing. Versus if you are able to come back from work and still put in that extra 3 hours working on your goals, working on, creating more money for yourself, working on maybe your relationships, working on whatever the goals are in your life, by the time you're 65, the result for that work that you're doing now is going to show up in the future. I think for me, really being realistic with the fact that even when the information seems right, it may not necessarily be right for you. And for me, it's like I bought into all of this trend so much that I forgot that yes, those people who are saying those things, they have a point, but there's also a point to be made for the fact that whatever your dreams are, there is a price to pay. There's literally no shortcut to success. You're going to have to put in the hours. You're going to have to go to the gym. You're going to have to push yourself. You're going to have to sit on your desk sometimes and work for 5 hours straight on your goal. Sometimes you have to work into the morning. Sometimes you have to work into the night. That is what it looks like when you're trying to build something for yourself. I'm not saying that, people should not have rest and all of that. Burnout is a big, okay? I do not like burnout. Burnout is like one of the worst things that can happen to you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, however, that we need to accept there is a price to pay for whatever goals we have set for ourselves. And I feel like so many of us are going to be setting goals in this 2023, but so few of us are actually asking ourselves if we're willing to pay the price for those goals. If you say you want to have a happy marriage, you want to have a happy relationship, you want to have, a healthy body, are you really willing to pay the price to lose that 20 pounds? Are you really willing to pay the price to have a better relationship with your spouse? Like, what exactly does that look like for you? That is like a question that I ask myself. For every goal I've set for myself, there is a price to pay, and I'm never going to achieve those goals if I don't pay the price that I'm supposed to pay for myself. So when I say call yourself out on your own bullshit, I'm saying confront the fact that you are the problem. You are the one getting in your way. You are the only one responsible for the results that you want to see in your life, for the kind of life that you want to lead. You are the one in charge. There's no other person playing this game with you. If you haven't already, sit down, pen and paper, and really reflect on the goals that you have been setting for yourself, the life that you want, and why you're not where you are. And I want you to apply the principle of radical responsibility as you're doing this process. And what that means is you can't be doing this and being like, it's because my parents didn't send me to school. It's because the government in my country is crappy. It's because of X or Y or Z. Like, you can't be doing that because, and this is something I like to ask myself, like whenever I come up with these reasons why I'm not going to do something, I ask myself, if someone was going to pay me $1 million to sit down and record this video and get my makeup done, would I do it? And the answer is yes, I absolutely would. People would say my country is so terrible, and I say, well, if someone was going to pay you $1 million to figure out how to make money in your country, to figure out how to earn at least 6 figures in your country, and they will pay you $1 million once you figured it out, would you or would you not try? And the truth is you would, because you get the sense of the result that you would benefit if you did the work. Every time you make up an excuse in your mind as to why you're not where you want to be, I want you to ask yourself, if someone paid me $1 million to do this thing, would I have done it regardless of that thing I'm saying is an excuse for why I'm not there? The answer is you most likely would figure out how to do the thing. So the principle of radical responsibility, even though not appealing to a lot of people, is a powerful principle when you hold yourself responsible for where you are in your life, as well as responsible for how you respond to circumstances. And the people who are watching that will be like, well, I'm not responsible for the fact that I was born into poverty. Yes, you're not, but you are responsible for staying in poverty. You are not responsible for the fact that, you are born overweight. That's fine. but you are responsible for staying overweight. You are not responsible for the fact that something really bad happened to you, or maybe you lost a parent, or something happened that really messed up, how things were supposed to be at that time in your life. That's fine, but you are responsible for staying in that situation. You are responsible for allowing that situation design your life for you. When we make excuses as to why we're not where we want to be because of something that happened to us, or something someone did to us or didn't do to us, what we're doing is we're giving away the power over how we design our lives to that person, to that situation, to that thing. And I'm not saying that this is easy, because sometimes it just sometimes it just sucks so much, and it's not easy to sit down here and ramble about it and be like, the situations are different. But at the end of the day, we are responsible for how we react to circumstances, for the situation that we stay in, and above all, for how our life turns out. I like to say I am co-creating my life every single day. And what that means is that there's a division of labor when it comes to creating the life that we want for ourselves. There's stuff that we need to do. There's stuff that God needs to do. There's stuff that luck needs to do. Everybody has a role to play. And here's the thing, until I show up in my life and start to do the work that I need to do to achieve the goals I'm trying to achieve, luck, God, the universe, nobody, they're not going to do anything. They're just going to be looking at you. They're just going to be looking at you. They might be throwing me into situations for me to make that decision and start taking action, but nothing is going to happen here unless something starts to happen with me. Right? Unless something starts to happen with me. If I say I have a goal that I want to make $100,000, for example, well, nothing is going to happen with the universe. Nothing is going to happen with God unless I start to get my own actions in order, unless I start to do my own work. Doing my own work lets luck, lets God, lets the universe know that, hey, this babe is serious about creating these results for herself, and so we need to get our shit together too. It's almost like when we're taking actions towards the life that we want for ourselves, we are challenging God, the universe. We are challenging the powers that be to come join us in the process of co-creation. That's the validation that we give them that we're serious. Let this be the year that you start to say no excuses. Whenever a situation comes up where you want to procrastinate, no excuses. When there's a situation that comes up where lack of discipline wants to take over, no excuses. Let that be the mindset that you have going forward. I really, really hope that what I shared in this video connected with you, and I know that there'll be people that would take away something else from the conversation, and that's okay. You can fly with it. But this video is for anyone like me who can see that they are living below their potential and who wants to do better. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.